A faceless woman's ghost has started a nightmarish hunt for children and has taken a mother's young son. What is the woman seeking revenge for? And can the psychics stop the enraged spirit? This is Psychic Investigations, a channel of exclusively true and astonishing stories. People who call themselves clairvoyants unravel shocking mystical anomalies and high-profile criminal cases. This is Olga Jarek from a small Ukrainian village. Last year, her 3-year-old son died from severe electric shock. The boy grabbed an electrical cord that mysteriously detached from the roof of the house. That day, the mother left little Alexi under the supervision of his grandfather and elder brother Alexander, and within just a few hours, she learned that she would never see her son alive again.
I picked up the phone and Alexander was screaming. He shouted, "Mom, Alexi isn't breathing." The ambulance was already here when I arrived. The doctor said it was over.
No one understands how the electrical wire, which was securely attached to the attic, ended up on the ground. But the mother is sure her son's death was no accident, because right before it happened, she had a sign.
I thought I heard someone call me. I turned around, and the light bulb burst. Boom. And I was covered in shards.
And 10 minutes later, she was informed that her son was gone.
She was in a stupor, constantly weeping and yelling.
The woman raised her 2 sons alone. To feed them, she worked as a shop assistant at 2 stores. Olga says she now fears losing her elder son too. Every night, she sees the same dream in which her Alexander lies dead in a coffin.
It's like I come into the yard and the gate is open and I see a funeral of my child.
Alexander has the same dream every night.
In the dream, I lie in a coffin.
I'm very afraid for my son's life.
But the most horrifying thing is that a poltergeist has appeared in the family's house. Objects have been falling off the shelf, windows breaking, and furniture moving. And one night, Alexander almost burned alive.
A socket started sparkling, and the couch caught fire.
I could have burned alive.
Soon, Olga also found herself in mortal danger. She was standing by the gate of her yard when suddenly some mysterious force pushed her under the wheels of a passing car.
I felt a shove and the car started braking, and the bumper hit my legs.
Desperate, the woman asks the psychics to come and help her as soon as possible. Participants of our project, clairvoyants Jana Shulikova and Olga Kalinova, responded to her plea.
I had a vision. It was night, and that woman was walking through a cemetery. She approached a grave, knelt down, and whispered something, like a spell.
I also saw a cemetery. There was a huge open grave. Inside stood a woman holding a dead boy in her arms, repeating the same phrase, "Take him." Then she looked up at me, but she had no face.
Who was that?
This is incredible. A flower pot fell from the windowsill, thrown down by a draft.
Yellow flowers.
Look. Find yellow flowers and you will stop death. Hello.
I've been waiting for you. Help me, please.
The cards are showing 3 coffins stacked one on top of the other.
Does it mean Olga and her elder son will die soon too?
It's quite possible. Oleksi's death wasn't an accident. Some otherworldly force took the boy from his family, ripped him out of the world of the living.
Jana, Where are you going? What did you see?
A picture from the past. A dead woman standing. She's got no face.
I see a faceless woman in my dreams.
She stands over a child holding something like a venomous snake in her hand, which she extends to the child.
It's the cord. This cord was hanging here.
It's unbelievable. On the day of the boy's death, Olga went to ask her younger son's godfather, who is an electrician, for help. He insulated the cord and fastened it securely on the attic of the house.
I can't understand how he even reached that cord. Only an adult person could have reached it.
According to Vitaly, only an adult could tear off the electrical cord, and moreover, they wouldn't be able to do it without tools.
The spirit of the faceless woman from my vision took Olga's younger son to the afterlife.
Your son's spirit is here now. He's saying, be beads.
Beads. I never called him Alexi. He was my little beads.
He wants to hug you now.
It feels like I'm next to my son, holding him in my arms and hugging him.
He must have seen that woman.
He saw her. He pointed to the corner saying, "So scary."
Did the boy see her? Where?
In the house.
Let's go check the inside the house. I see a spirit behind you. It's a woman.
The faceless woman?
No, I see her face. She died young. She's very beautiful. She has long dark hair and brown eyes. And she is related to you by blood.
My mom died early.
It's shocking. Could it be that this woman's mother is targeting her and her entire family?
The spirit of Olga's mother appeared for a reason. She kept repeating, "My death is a mystery." She's talking strangely, like she's drawing words out.
She was paralyzed.
Was it a stroke?
Yes, when she was in her 20s.
When Olga's mother got ill, it was a shock to everyone. A beautiful, active young woman was suddenly bedridden by a terrible disease.
She showed me a wedding ring on her right hand. This is somehow connected to Olga's father.
The cards are showing me a chariot, a life on the move.
My father was a serviceman. He was relocated to different towns all the time, and I went wherever he went.
Olga recalls saying goodbye to her mother, who was bedridden in the hospital. The relatives took care of her mother, while her father, a serviceman, took his daughter with him on long assignments.
Your mother's spirit says, "I forgave him for everything." She's talking about your father. He is to blame for what happened to your mother.
And he keeps a secret, which you know.
My father beat her.
Olga can't hold back her tears. Her father beat her mother, who was pregnant for the second time, right in front of her. The baby died in the womb, and the poor mother's body was paralyzed by a stroke from the severe blows.
He beat her very badly, and it caused the stroke. How horrifying. Olga was the only witness to her mother's beating. But the father scared her so much that she was afraid to tell anyone about it.
The first stroke was bad enough, but the second one killed her.
After the first stroke, Olga's mother was paralyzed for a long time, but over time she managed to get back on her feet. But 15 years later, she had another stroke. At that time, Olga lived with her father in another country, so she never saw her mother before her death.
You feel guilty.
When Dad started beating Mom, I didn't call for help. Dad started beating her right in the street. If I had screamed, people would have come and helped her. But I only shut my eyes and cried.
You can't blame yourself for this. You were little.
Your tyrant father is to blame for everything, and your mother said she forgave him. Your mother loved you very much. She wishes you no harm, and she's only here because she wants to help you.
Tell her I love her very much.
She will always stand behind you and protect you.
Where are you going, Olga?
A man's spirit is standing here. Olga. He says he died because of your ritual. Did you ever practice magic? I see you coming to the cemetery at night and whispering something in front of a grave.
I came to the cemetery at night to visit Yuri. We were going to get married in May, but he was shot on April 1st.
This is terrible. 18 years ago, a local man shot Olga's fiancé in broad daylight.
But what were you doing in front of his grave at night?
I asked him to come to me because it was too hard without him.
Could it be Yuri's spirit that is disturbing Olga and her son because she won't let him rest?
The card said that the man died due to magical influence, which caused him to be in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yuri worked as a driver and occasionally drove taxis when he had free time. That evening, his acquaintances asked him to take them to a neighboring village, but he never returned home.
The killer was a madman.
He was mental.
The local man, who lived next to the place where Yuri brought his acquaintances, decided that he was going to rob him and shot him with a rifle. The bullet hit Yuri right in the heart.
Yuri's death is somehow connected with magic. Wait, I see another man who died. He was beaten to death.
Yes, that's Alexander's father. He was killed abroad. He went to work with his friend. He was hijacked and hit on the head. They stole his money and car key.
The attacker was never found. Olga only received a coffin with her husband's body from abroad.
The deaths of both men are connected with a magical ritual in which you participated voluntarily.
My mother-in-law took me to a fortune teller before the wedding.
Whose mother was she?
My first husband's, Mikola.
It turns out Olga had another husband, Mikola. It was Olga's first marriage, but before the wedding, her mother-in-law suggested she visit a local fortune teller to supposedly find out what fate awaited the young couple.
I was so naive back then and thought it was really necessary if she said so. After all, she was Mikola's mom.
So, could it be that the mother-in-law was somehow involved in what was happening? Your mother-in-law hated you from the very beginning.
Yes, that's true. At the wedding, she came up to us to congratulate and gave me yellow roses, and the number of the roses was E.
Jana, it's the key.
Find yellow flowers and you will stop death.
We need to see your mother-in-law.
I haven't seen her for 20 years, but her sister lives nearby.
15 minutes later, the psychics are at the house where Valentina, the sister of Olga's mother-in-law, lives.
Hello? Can we talk to you briefly?
Hello. Valentina refused to give us her sister's address, so we asked her to connect us with her at least by phone. My name is Jana Shulikova. It's about Olga, your ex-daughter-in-law. She says you took her to some ritual.
What ritual? She simply cracked eggs and looked. I didn't force her. The thing is that my son acted like he was bewitched.
And you thought Olga influenced him somehow?
Yes.
Did you order a ritual of loneliness to be imposed on Olga?
God forbid. What are you talking about? I swear by my children and my grandchildren, I never did it.
I sense that you didn't wish Olga to be your son's wife.
You're right.
But why?
She was pregnant.
Before she married your son?
Yes.
So, you were unhappy that Olga got pregnant by your son before the wedding, right?
Yes.
I see. I felt that Olga's mother-in-law wasn't lying. All she asked the fortune teller for was to separate her son from his fiancé, whom she couldn't stand. That's why she called Olga to attend the ritual. But no one asked how exactly the fortune teller would do it.
During some rituals, to make a woman lonely, you have to bind the spirit of someone deceased to her, and it kills everyone around her. So, I thought it could be the case, and the faceless woman's spirit was bound to Olga. Wait, your first husband is alive. Although he also suffered from this ritual.
He's in jail.
Literally, a week after the wedding, Mikola assaulted a local woman, and after that, he stayed to wait for the police to arrive and arrest him. No one can still explain his strange behavior.
The second husband, all of them ended up in irrational situations.
Olga, what exactly did the fortune teller do?
I felt sick. I don't remember how I got home. She walked around me with a candle, shouting something out.
The fortune teller didn't bind a spirit to Olga during the ritual. It was a verbal curse ritual. She cursed Olga so that there would be no men around her.
But then, what force is attacking Olga and her son? Who is this faceless woman?
Where are you going? Olga! Olga.
She's here. The spirit of Olga's mother. She says, find the grave with the yellow flowers.
I put the yellow flowers on my mother's grave, the ones my mother-in-law gave me at the wedding.
We need to look for the source of your problems at your mother's grave.
It's not far from here.
I see the boy. Where's your mom?
Over here. They are in the same grave. He was buried on top of my mother. I had Mom's tombstone removed.
Last winter, I had an investigation where a woman came to ask me for help because a supernatural force was killing her entire family. In that story, the woman had a son who had died 30 years ago. The problem was that the mother didn't visit her son's grave. The cross rotted away, there was no tombstone, and a man was buried in the same grave because they thought the lot was vacant. It offended the spirit, and he started taking everyone to the other side.
The problem is also that Olga not only buried her child in her mother's grave, but she also removed the cross with her mother's name and replaced it with a cross with her son's photo. You can't do that.
Did you at least have a ritual?
We called a priest.
Did you tell him he was performing the ritual for two?
No.
That's unthinkable.
Wait, your mother asked you to come to her grave, but why isn't her spirit here?
It's not your mother's grave. Who did you bury here?
I was told it was my mother.
A complete stranger is buried here.
Then where's my mom?
The faceless woman is buried here. The body you thought was your mother and buried here is actually from a grave next to your mother's. And I have the impression that there are many of them. She was buried without a name. How is that possible?
My mother died as an unidentified person. When another stroke happened, she was at a bus stop. They took her to the hospital, where she stayed as an unidentified person. Then she died and was buried in a common grave under a number.
Only a year later did Olga receive a letter from her aunt informing her that her mother had died.
How did her body end up in this cemetery?
We had her dug up and brought here.
How did you identify your mother?
They gave us her belongings for identifications.
Olga buried a completely different woman who had been in the same common grave as Olga's mother.
It was the faceless woman from your vision.
Here you have the dead woman with a child in her arms. This is her grave, and he was buried here too, and she's shouting, "Take him away from here!" The woman's spirit is enraged. The first time she was disturbed was when her body was reburied. For this, she took Olga's younger son. And when her grave was disturbed a second time, she started hunting Olga and her elder son.
What do I do?
We need to perform a ritual to pacify her spirit.
When the candles are lit, the portal will open.
Forgive us for disturbing you, digging you up, and bringing you here. I will take care of you, and you will be like a mother to me too. I didn't know. I thought it was my mother. I would never have disturbed you. Please forgive me. I feel better now. How is my mother?
Come to visit her at least once a year. You know her number and you approximately know the place where she was buried. Order a memorial service for your mother, light candles, and pray for her as you do for the deceased. At the same time, pray for your son and this unknown woman. Everything is going to be fine.
A few months after the investigation, our journalists decided to contact Olga.
We are all right. Everything has settled down. Now I sleep like a baby. Before, I had no power and didn't want to do anything. Now I really want to give good education to my son, get him married, and take care of my grandchildren.
What an incredible story! If it impressed you, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel. Many more amazing investigations are coming up.